Nowadays, in the actual scenario, running AI tasks simply means that you have to have expensive hardware. People are buying off Mac Mini M4 simply to automate their AI tasks. They are buying hefty GPUs, they are investing on CPUs with heavy cores and threads, and me on other perspective has a different opinion. Let me show you something interesting. Yep. This brick right here is my old laptop, and this is Dell Latitude E6410. And let me tell you an interesting fact. That laptop was launched in 2010. Yeah, it's freaking 16 years old. It has more experience than Gen Alpha kids on Earth. And the simple thing is that most people would throw that laptop into e-waste because they know that it can't run barely day-to-day tasks. But I, on other hand, is having a different perspective, because I am gonna turn that particular old laptop into an AI employee which will support me. It can perform tasks like automation comments, or maybe scrape the internet and give me content ideas each and every day without me doing a single piece of work. I know this is a bold claim, that I turning that piece of old scrap into some AI employee which is gonna work for me. Let me tell you the specifications of that particular laptop. It has an i5 first generation, and then it has only 4 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of storage. That's it. I am gonna turn that thing into something useful for myself. And if you are someone who is interested in this particular journey, make sure to subscribe the channel for the series, because I'm gonna be uploading content regarding the whole transformation from zero to that AI employee. And this will be the part 1 where I'll actually upgrade the brain of it. I'm gonna upgrade the OS of it, because Windows is barely runnable. And if you're someone who is actually interested in this type of content, make sure to like this video and follow my channel. Without any lag, let's get started. So finally, hey guys, welcome back. And this will be the part 1 where I'll be converting my old laptop, which you already saw in the intro, into an AI employee. And the term AI employee, which I mean, is that I'll be first experimenting the capabilities. First, I would try to see the capabilities of my laptop actually. Then we'll decide at what extent can it support me as my secondary or an old laptop. At what extent can it support, or at what extent can AI work on it. Let us explore all of that possibilities. But at first, the first part mainly focuses on its brain. Which I mean to say is, I know as it is an old laptop, I cannot go and upgrade a whole CPU, whole motherboard or RAM. I mean, if I upgrade, there is no point of it. So the thing we are going to do now is actually change the brain of it. Which actually I mean to change the operating system. I now know, as far as I am concerned, that particular old laptop is running Windows 10 or old version. Windows 10 I guess, because I used it 2-3 years back, so it would be running Windows 10. And I still remember it, although it has a 256 gigs of SSD, which I upgraded, begged my parents for it to upgrade it to an SSD, but 4 gigs of RAM isn't enough. And mainly to perform AI task, it actually requires some free RAM so that I can actually perform some task or assign it something. So the first thing we are gonna do today is actually install a different operating system. And you have guessed this right, because if you are gonna search alternatives for Windows, there is only one thing which you will get, which is Linux. And I know there are many Linux distributions in the system, out there, and it is very hard for us to choose. So this is where I take the help of an AI to actually build an AI employee, which is interesting. Now let us go on to my screen and let me say you what actually I'll do. I'll just go and open, first of all, let me actually start my recording. Yep, now most probably you'll be able to see my screen. Now let's go ahead and open ChatGPT. You can use any chat assistant, because I don't actually think that it makes much difference on this smaller task. So I'm gonna actually voice type it, because you know how I'm a bit lazy person. So I'll go ahead and actually voice type it. I wanna actually turn my old laptop into an AI assistant to myself. It is having a Intel i5 first generation processor and only 4 gigabytes of RAM. So I would like you to suggest me a Linux distro which actually and runs better on this particular system specifications, and actually lets me perform AI tasks and experiment on it. So the prompt is done. I don't usually type because it takes a much lot of time. So yeah, the specifications are, it's having i5 first generation. I still remember it after 3 years because it was my previous laptop. I tried many things. I couldn't even say. I even tried to game. Now when I think of it, I'm not even gaming in my laptop, which is actually having okay decently specs. So let's see. It actually gave us Lubuntu, which is again an alter version of Ubuntu, you can say. And I was expecting actually Mint. If you want maximum performance, it gave us Anti-X, and the next one is Linux Lite. It actually says that we have to replace HDD with SSD, but I am lucky in this case because I actually have an SSD. So best overall is okay. It is actually suggesting us to go and download Lubuntu. So just let's go on to that link. It is a lightweight, community driven, okay. Modern Linux experience, okay. So now I have fixed my brain that I am gonna try Lubuntu. So let's go and open my browser. Lubuntu ISO download. And if you are someone who is actually thinking what is ISO, ISO is actually, if I neglect the technical terms for you, ISO is a file in which the operating system is loaded, and if you download that file and boot up into a pen drive and make it a bootable drive, we can actually install an OS. If you think this is complicated, stay with me. I am there here. I'll actually show you. So as you can see, I think so the website is not loading that good. Let me try in another browser. So let us see. Yep, the latest release, I'll go with the latest stable one because I actually don't know how it is gonna perform. So rather than experimenting, let's go with this stable one, 20. So previously we were actually browsing the documents, that's why we didn't get the download. It was actually here in right front of us. I did not recognize it, so I actually clicked it download, and as you can see, it is actually almost 3.2 GB and it is showing more than 10 to 13 minutes. So I'll wait, you don't wait, I'll pause here and we'll resume once that particular file gets downloaded. As you can see, the file is downloaded. Now the next thing we have to do is something with this. Yep, this pen drive can solve our problem. We will now boot that ISO file into this. It's not just a copy paste, we have to use some certified apps which make this normal pen drive a bootable pen drive. To do that, we actually need a tool called Rufus. Let's go and download it. It's actually a small tool, so it doesn't take that much big time. Yep, it's just 1.9 MB, so we can download it a bit fast. So now I'll open up the setup and yep, and you can see it's pretty like plug and play. Now I'll plug this device into my normal laptop, my personal laptop. Okay, so once I plug it, yeah, that got recognized. So now not now, I'll check once that my pen drive is empty or is it having some files and get back to you. Sorry for the break, because if I had any files, pretty important files in that particular pen drive, the thing is that when you actually make a normal pen drive into bootable pen drive, first thing that gets happened is that the pen drive will get formatted. So in order to prevent that, I had to go do that. And now here in the boot section, we have to select the ISO image. So we'll go on there, we'll go to downloads. Okay, I just stored that in Windows G, I guess. So in this particular thing, yeah, you can see Lubuntu, and I'll open that. Okay, and then it's pretty done. We have to click start. We have to write in the form of just click OK. And the thing is that the first thing that happens here is it will get formatted, and then this ISO file will be written into our pen drive in such a format that it will be compatible with the system to actually understand and install it. So as you can see, it's copying the files, and I'll just do one thing. I'll again pause the video here, and let's get started when the video, when this process actually gets completed. Finally, here is a pen drive which has the content in it. I completed that procedure, and now I'll plug in this. I'll make sure that this thing is charged, in the power, and I'll just turn this laptop on. And once it actually boots up, we'll go into the BIOS settings. If you're someone who is unaware of that, let me show you. This is the screen's condition. It is so banged up now. Now let's go. Yeah, you can see this is the boot settings, and here you can see that internal hard drive USB storage. To boot into our new Linux distro, we will actually go into the USB storage and click enter. Now seeing the screen, you can imagine how used up this laptop is. And we are having here try or install, save graphics, OEM install, and test memory. We are gonna go with try to install. So if I press enter, it will actually load the things up. And I think so you got a pretty idea after seeing the screen that how badly I use it. I completely nailed each and every ounce of potential in it. So I probably landed up in an error. I'll rectify it and come back to you. So the problem which I diagnosed in previous thing was that the version which we installed was too updated for this, and the Wi-Fi drivers were not supporting. So I had to go back and then again, install the previous version and do the entire process again, which I showed you previously. Wait a minute, I think it's not focusing. Yep. Now we'll go on to USB storage device again. And it took freaking 1 hour to actually boot this entire new version again. So it's showing that welcome to GURB. And let's see if we could actually run the whole Linux now. So finally, after many struggling for 3 freaking hours, I changed the 3 ISO files, wrote 1 ISO file 2 times to actually get this final output. And I've actually connected something fancy. I connected this gaming mouse to my old laptop so that I'm not having one extra mouse, so I wanted to connect this. Now it's time to enter my password. Let me pause it. Yep, I connected my Wi-Fi. I just set my language. Now it's time to install Ubuntu. The thing is that I started recording this at time of 10, and it's already 1 and I still didn't get it to install it. Let me show you something. It's down here. Then now with this English, we'll click next. I'll change the region to Indian, time zone with that. Next, keyboard model US. Okay, I'll go with the default. I'll not let's see, we are having some. One is the full installation, all applications in normal installation, only web browsers, minimal installation, additional download and install updates for the following installation. I'll go with this. Third party packages, let's see, Messenger, I don't want, email, newsfeed, chat, and okay, virtual machine manager. Managing virtual machines. Okay, I'm not going to go with all of this, but I'll go with a full installation. Okay, then I'll go with the normal installation because I don't want this extra stuff. When I click on next, I'll go with the erase disk. What's your full name? Let me enter my full name. Okay, I'll give it my name, Pavan. Okay, let us okay, password 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Next. Okay, I'm actually getting all the requirements, where the location, the keyboard, the partitions, which we all, then the final touch, install. You can see that now the process is getting installed. I'll literally zoom down. So this is getting installed. So it is actually erasing my entire disk, starting up with the partitions, and it is gonna transfer all my files required, and we'll get to actually use some Lubuntu in this. So I'll just resume the video once it installs. So finally, after waiting 30 whole minutes again, let's finally hit done, and the installation process is actually done here. Let's see if I don't know, actually got stuck. Let me show you what. You can see the mouse pointer is on done, and this is the mouse. See, this is what happens when you try to drag your whole PC, and now it's actually gonna restart, I guess. So let's see if it boots up. Now I finally removed this pen drive and I'm gonna keep it here. Let's see if our try actually worked. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. If it could boot in Ubuntu, I could end this particular video and let's continue in next one. Finally we are getting some output, and it's actually showing that it's powered by Ubuntu. Let's see if actually we land into that particular operating system without getting any errors. If that goes well, I'll again meet you in part 2 where we'll actually come on to something interesting. Let's see what this old machine is particularly capable of. Let's see. Yeah. We are actually finally into this, guys. This is the operating system which we actually want to test, and you can see here battery charging at 0, and there are some notices because the battery charging is always 0. The battery is nil now. It will only run on AC power. It's just a laptop for just a name. It's just a PC which is in the form of laptop because you need to power up everything. So guys, finally the installation is done. Let us meet you in the part 2 where I can actually show you what's next.